Good morning, guys. So let me share with you something that I've realized, and that is that you get what you tolerate. And here, let me explain. So this is going to go down a vortex. Tell me if you've ever experienced something like this. So when I was at my heaviest, my unhealthiest, my most broken mentally and emotionally, I felt so insignificant that, if someone gave me the time of day to smile at me, that was enough. It was more than enough. It was more than I thought I was worth. And so what that led me to do was to surround myself with just about anybody that would give me the time of day. My expectations were down here. And so that's the kind of people that I surrounded myself with, right? That dictated the quality of my life, because obviously those people didn't have really my best interest in mind. They had to give me nothing and I was there. You know what I mean? Time keeps going, and I'm completely unaware of this pattern. I get in relationships and I start taking on things and tolerating things, allowing myself to be treated in ways that they would just not, they shouldn't be, right? But I would allow that to happen because I didn't think I deserved any better, right? So this keeps on happening, and I would get like, I hope that there's no ex-girlfriends of mine in this group, thank goodness. But like, I would get cheated on every single time, every relationship, and my heart would be broken sooner or later, and I'd be like, why does this happen? Why does this happen? Anyways, completely unaware of how I was perpetuating this pattern. Anyways, I continue on working on myself. Forget about losing weight. We're talking reading, we are talking investing into personal growth. Whether it's listening to podcasts, reading books, paying coaches to help me with this, and eventually my own identity starts to shift as I get stronger physically, I get stronger mentally, and and then I start driven, and I start, sooner than later, it got to a point where I couldn't just handle it myself, so I had to bring in help, right? People, help, support. So, what do you look for in someone that joins your team? And for you, what do you look for in someone that you keep around you? This does not mean just business or just relationships. It means everywhere. The people that you allow into your environment, right? And what you tolerate is what you'll get. Because of those experiences with the good old ex-girlfriends, I was, Katie's here. We're talking about my ex-girlfriends. Can you please not
I've been
ruin
listening
this?
in.
What?
I said I've been listening in upstairs.
Okay. Don't steal my thunder.
What I was just gonna say is when you were talking about meeting quality people, you forgot to mention.
Get out of here.
The
Get out. I know exactly.
greatest quality person.
Yes. Okay. Get out of here. Great. Now I don't know where I was. Okay. So you start attracting people because you're like, okay, I'm looking for, let's say, someone that won't cheat on me, right? So you start looking for loyal people because that's what you feel. Now, at least I believe that I deserve someone to be loyal to me. Before I didn't, and that's what I got. Now I believe that I do, and that's what I would start attracting, right? Loyal people. So, great. But guess what? Here's what I've realized, guys. This may sound, you know me, you always get it straight. Here goes. The more clear you get about the kind of shit that you just don't want around you, the clearer you get about the shit that you are no longer willing to tolerate, simply because you know that you are worth more, right? If you bring X, Y, and Z to the table, at least you should get X, Y, and Z back, right? It should be an equal, that's for relationships to work. There needs to be as much, you need to get as much as you give, right? And maybe you always try to keep out giving each other. That's when it works best, right? So anyways, that has led me to a place, guys, where I am unapologetic. This may sound rough. I do not mind hurting people's feelings whatsoever, because I know I don't have control over that. I can still, with kindness, be like, hey, from far away, please, and just like close my mind, my environment to people that just do not fit into the kind of people that I want, my tribe, right? And so what I find is it's no surprise that I have this kind of relationship with Katie. It is not a surprise that we have this thriving thriving tribe here. It is not a matter of accident. You know, you attract, what do they say? Your vibe attracts your tribe. That's real in every scenario of life. So if you notice that you're struggling, if you notice that you're stuck in patterns where you get treated in ways that you consider unfairly, look internally. Ask yourself, do I treat myself in a way that shows that I consider myself worthy of more? And if the answer is no, this is a question that I ignored for years. I would just always think that it was a fault in their character, right? Until I realized, oh, wait a minute, I've been here before. Like I've repeated this pattern 2 or 3 times. This feels familiar. And then I literally sat down with myself and I was like, what am I doing to contribute to this? Like if these kind of people keep coming into my life, obviously I'm doing something wrong that is allowing them into my life, right? You know? And I remember when I was so, my mind was so blown. I parked I pulled over. I called my parents in Mexico to tell them that I had just discovered how I myself was playing a role that allowed for this to happen. And my mom was like, no, you don't. You're such a good man. It's not about being a good or bad person. We all try to do our best, always. But for as long as it is an unconscious pattern, you will you will just keep repeating it. Lessons in life will continue to present themselves until the lesson is learned. So even if it is from yourself, even if you're like, why do I call myself all these names? Why do I tell myself all these negative things? You need to elevate what you yourself know to be your self-worth in order to not tolerate that shit anymore. And the moment you stop tolerating it, you stop getting it. Plain and simple. That's why, you know, I don't know if you saw my Instagram story yesterday, but we just hired 5 coaches and 4 coaches, 5 new team members for the online division of Driven, and you know, we're gonna start training them and everything. They are fantastic people. They have good hearts. They have experience, knowledge, the skills. But they also have loyalty. They also have work ethic. They also have that not BS approach of taking ownership of their environment, right? And that is just literally, that's just one application of me realizing here is what I want. This is what I will tolerate. This is it. And I just realized that I used to be very different, and thinking that was what the nice people did, and that's the perfect way to end up becoming a doormat, or end up getting to a point where you're like, why does this keep happening to me? Why do these people keep coming into my life? Because we're tolerating it. A little bit of a rough message, hey? Anyways, as always, this message is not snowflake friendly, but hey, When our feelings get hurt, that's a great sign that there's something there that we need to look at. And I know because I would have fought this, back then. But I hope that this resonated with anybody. If you notice that you've also gone through that journey of thinking you don't deserve anything and getting shit, and then slowly but surely realizing your own self-worth and what you bring to the table, and that allowed you to raise your bar, and all of a sudden better things started coming into your life, please share that in the comments. Guys, I love your faces, and I'll see you soon.